Hello everyone, good morning all. How are you? Welcome back to your English class. Have you done all the activities given in the last class? Okay, very good. Have you prepared a word verb using prefixes? Okay, great. In our lesson, we see a shipwreck. Our hero Luis Alejandro Velasco got shipwrecked. And now he is in the middle of the sea. He lost all of his shipmates. Can you recall the names of the shipmates? Yes, Julio Amador Caraballo, Castillo, Ramon Herrera and Luis Rengifo. Let's get into the chapter. All of you take your textbook and page number 46. I will read the paragraph. Have a look. Okay. In contrast, Caraballo was struggling with Castillo so that Castillo would not let go of his neck. They were less than 3 meters away. I figured that if they got just a little closer, I could hold out an oar for them to grab. But at that moment, a gigantic wave lifted the raft, and from the top of the huge crest, I could see the mast of the small ship, heading away from me. When I came down again, Caraballo had vanished, with Castillo hanging onto his neck. Along 2 meters away, Rengifo was still swimming calmly towards the raft. I don't know why I did this absurd thing. Knowing I couldn't move forward, I put the oar in the water as though trying to prevent the raft from moving, trying to anchor it in place. Rengifo, exhausted, paused a moment, then raised his arm as he had when he held his headphones aloft and shouted again, Fatso, row over here. Okay, my dear children, did you listen carefully? Yes. All of you read the paragraph silently without moving your lips, and after that I will ask some questions. Okay? While reading, you should underline the difficult or unfamiliar words. Before that, let me show the glossary so you can refer the new words. Okay? Did you finish? Okay. I think you all are familiar with the new words, right? Okay, good. Can I ask some questions? Yes, the first question. What happened to Caraballo and Castillo? What happened to Caraballo and Castillo? Yes, Caraballo vanished with Castillo hanging onto his neck. The second question. What was Rengifo doing? What was Rengifo doing? Rengifo was still swimming calmly. Okay, good. Okay, my dear children. Caraballo was struggling with Castillo hanging onto his neck. He was struggling. They were less than 3 meters away from the raft. But at that time, a huge wave lifted the life raft. Velasco was inside the life raft, and the life raft was lifted by a huge gigantic wave. But when he was on the crest of the wave, he could see something. What was that? Yes, he could see the mast of the ship that was moving away. And he understood that the small ship hadn't sunk. And then when he came down, could he find Caraballo and Castillo? No, he couldn't. What happened to Caraballo and Castillo? Yes, they were vanished, and Rengifo was still swimming calmly. Okay? Now, I am going to divide you all 3 or 4 groups. You should discuss about the paragraph and share your ideas. Okay? Now, other talking, and you should read it carefully. Now can I ask you some question? Okay, good. The first question, how did Amador Caraballo and Castillo vanish? How did Caraballo and Castillo vanish? Yes, Caraballo and Castillo had almost reached the raft, but a huge wave struck and they sunk in the sea. Okay, the next question, who was still swimming very calmly? Who was still swimming very calmly? Yes, Rengifo. He was swimming very calmly and confidently. Okay, good. Can anyone read the passage for us? Yes. Now I will ask you some question. Okay. The first question, what was the absurd thing done by the narrator? What was the absurd thing done by the narrator? Yes, Velasco couldn't move forward. He put the oar in the water as though trying to prevent the raft from moving and trying to anchor it in water. What was in Rengifo's hand? What was in Rengifo's hand? Yes, he held his headphone aloft. He held his headphone aloft. So, my dear students, what are the events that we see today? Yes, we saw Velasco in the lifeboat and his friends were struggling to reach the lifeboat. And then another person came. Who was that? Yes, Rengifo. Luis Rengifo was there. And when Velasco was trying to reach his friends, he saw Ramon Herrera. But he lost Herrera first and after that he lost two other friends. Who are they? Yes, Caraballo and Castillo. He couldn't save them. He was helpless. But there was another one who was still swimming very calmly. Who was that? Yes, that is Luis Rengifo. Then Velasco was desperate. He wanted to save Rengifo. He was the last friend and last shipmate. So he wanted to save him. And he is doing absurd thing. This is all about the story. I hope you understood the story very well. Okay. Now let's get into the activity session. Now we are going to learn a new structural item, that is articles or determiners. What is articles? What is articles? Articles tells us whether a noun is used in a specific context or in a general context. Articles tells us whether a noun is used in a specific context or in a general context. Usually they are used for nouns. There are two types of articles. The first one is definite article and the second one is indefinite article. The definite article is the and indefinite articles are a and an. Okay? The definite article the is used in a specific context. Look at the sentence. This is the book I like the most. Here we talk about the particular book. Okay, here we talk about the particular book. The next example, I want the red flower. Here I want the particular flower. Okay, I think you understand. Okay. And the next indefinite articles are a and an. The first one, a. A is used before a word that begins with a consonant. A is used before a word that begins with a consonant, such as a cow, a deer, a beetle, etc. We use an before a word that begins with a vowel sound. And we use before a word that begins with a vowel sound. Which are the vowel sounds? A, E, I, O, U. We use an before a word that begins with a vowel sound. Okay. For example, an apple, an elephant, an orange. Okay. These are the examples of indefinite articles. Okay. I hope you understood what is articles, okay? Let's do another textual activity, page number 60. Complete the following passage with a, and the. That's your assignment. Now I am going to give you one more activity, page number 61. You have to complete the word pyramid and picking up appropriate determiners and adjectives for the box and placing them in the correct position. Have you finished? Okay, good. Can anyone read it out for me? Yes. Now I will show you my version. Please watch it. So now I will give you one more activity and you have to write a short paragraph of what you have learned today in this chapter. Okay, a shipwrecked sailor. And you have to write a short paragraph of what you have learned today in this chapter, a shipwrecked sailor. Okay, this is all for today. Let's see in next class. Have a nice day.